use elimination to solve the system. So in these problems here, we're going to not add the equations together, we're going to subtract the equations. Okay. So how are we going to do that? Well, you can see here we have a negative p, and down in the second equation we also have a negative p. Right? So subtracting them would become negative p plus p, which becomes 0. So let's go ahead and do that now. Subtraction. So it's going to be 5m minus 7m. So it's going to be negative 2m. 5 take away 7 is negative 2. Right? And then we have negative p minus a negative p. Right? So then that becomes positive p plus p. Negative p plus p. That becomes 0. Alright, so we eliminated the p by subtracting. So that's going to be equal to 7 minus 11. 7 take away 11 is negative 4. And now we're going to divide by the coefficient in front of the m, which is negative 2. And we'll get m is equal to positive 2. Alright, so m is equal to positive 2. Now we need to find p. Right? So how are we going to do that? We'll go ahead and substitute in m into the first equation. And I'll have 5 times 2 minus p is equal to 7. That gives me 10 minus p is equal to 7. I'm going to move the 10 to the other side by subtracting from both sides of the equal sign. And I'll get negative p is equal to negative 3. Now I'm going to divide by the coefficient in front of the p, which is negative 1. And I'll get a positive p is equal to a positive 3. And so we can go ahead and state this in a ordered pair of m comma p. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 for m, comma p is 3, and I'll put a box around that. Let's go ahead and look at problem number 4. And you can see here we have 7f, and then we have a 7f in the second equation. So if we subtract these two equations, we are going to have an equation with only g, and we're going to eliminate the term involving the f. So 7f minus 7f is 0. 3g minus a negative 2g, well, minus a negative becomes positive, so we're going to have 5g is equal to negative 6 minus a negative 32, minus negative 32 becomes positive, 31 becomes positive 31. Right? So this becomes 25. Alright, so now we're going to divide by the coefficient in front of the g, which is 5, and I'll get g is equal to 5. Well, great, I found g. Now I need to find f, and to do that, we'll go ahead and substitute it into the first equation, and we'll get 7f plus 3 times 5 is equal to negative 6. Now what did I do here? I took what g is equal to, and I substituted it into the first equation for g. So now I'm going to say 7f plus 15 is equal to negative 6. I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides of the equal sign. I'll get 7f is equal to, and I have negative minus 15. So that you add the two together and keep the sign. So we get negative 21. I'm going to divide by the 7 on both sides of the equal sign, and that's going to be 1f, or f, is equal to negative 21 divided by 7 Negative divided by a positive is negative. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So g is equal to 5, f is equal to negative 3, and I'm going to write my answer as an ordered pair of f comma g. Right? So I'm going to say f comma g, and it's going to be negative 3 comma 5. And over here, let me go ahead and specify that here I'm using m, and then for my second value, it represents p. Oh, and let me go ahead and put a box around this here.